Hello and welcome to Chart of the Day Cafe for Tuesday, April 25th, 2017. Disclaimer quickly, trading stocks is a high level of risk and viewers should complete their own due diligence on any stock or underlying that they intend to own. 100% of the content of this video and communique is intended for journalistic and educational purposes only. This video and all indicators, strategies, and articles herein should not be construed as investment advice, not making any recommendations, always for your further homework. Hi everybody, Sue here from Chart of the Day Cafe. Hope you had a great weekend. What a week again we're having. Oh my gosh. The French elections on Sunday gave us a positive market yesterday, but we've got a possible government shutdown looming in the US on Friday, so who knows how things go. But so far things are looking pretty bullish. We always start our videos off with a look at the Russell Index. We do that because I always want to make sure that before we add any new names to our watch list, we're adding them in a rising market environment. Never want to put anything forward if the market is not positive. So we start with a look at the Russell Index. We use the Russell Index simply because we want to keep these videos kind of short, so we use the Russell as our proxy for the markets overall. We step back to take a look at the 5-year monthly chart, and we've been paying attention to this particular area right here, this kind of wedgie pattern that's taking place. This light blue line represents our more long-term area of support and resistance, but it's way down here, so our focus is going to be in this area. So far for the month of April, we've got a bullish candle shaping up, only a few days left in the month. Friday will be the last trading day of the month, so we'll see how the candle looks then. We're coming up to the top of last month's candle, want to be aware of that, but let's tuck into this area on a smaller time frame. Just wanted to give you that monthly look. So we'll go to a 1-year weekly. We've been keeping an eye on this area as more of our medium-term area of support. I would call that weekly support. This is where we ended up yesterday. Markets are going to open higher again this morning, so positive momentum for sure. Let's move it away from the weekly to the daily. You know at Chart of the Day Cafe, it's all about this blue 8-day EMA and price being up and over the blue 8-day EMA. When price on the Russells over that 8-day, we're adding new names to our watch list. And the new name we're going to add to our Chart of the Day Cafe watch list today is Southern Copper Corporation, ticker symbol SCCO. Before I get into the chart though, let me tell you a little bit more about the company. Southern Copper is one of the largest copper miners and producers in the world. Most of their operations take place in Peru and Mexico, but they're listed on the New York Stock Exchange. You know at Chart of the Day Cafe, it is all about value, and SCCO has a nice value score. Second thing I look for is growth, and SCCO has a forecasted earnings growth rate going forward of 21%. Third thing I look for, it's not a must like value and growth, but in this case it's there, is a dividend yield. Current dividend yield for SCCO is 0.73%. So with that, let's get into the chart. We're looking at the 2-year weekly. You can see that overall on the 2-year chart, SCCO is in an uptrend and sitting at this lovely area of support. This is the weekly chart. I like to see the doji from last week and a possible lift up and over the 8-day EMA on the weekly chart. So want you to see this wedge, want you to see the pattern. Now I'm going to move it away from the 2-year weekly to the 6-month daily. And we want to see price stay up and over our orange line. I like this one here because I like the nice tight range. If we're wrong, we're not going to be wrong by too much. So we're looking for, you know, at Chart of the Day Cafe, everyone's got their own way of doing things. I'm not suggesting you do things any differently, but I like to see price up and over that 8-day EMA and a cross with the 3 and the 8. So we haven't got that cross quite yet. Let's go take a look and zoom in, see what we can see. But it's just emerging, so I like to see it up and over our orange line. It can move down here a little bit, don't mind that, as long as we don't violate this low here. But I would expect in the next couple of days, should the market stay strong, that SCCO might start to look pretty perky and get that 3 and 8 cross, which I will be looking for. Along with our watch list pick, we like to look at the sector that it's in, and for that we're looking at FXZ, which is a materials ETF. This one actually owns some Southern Copper within it. We're looking at the 2-year weekly chart. First off, you can see right away we're in a beautiful uptrend on the 2-year weekly chart. Been consolidating sideways for a very long time, a number of weeks, but price action looks as though it's early and it needs a lot of follow through. But look where price is sitting in relation to all of these other weekly candles. It looks as though it may want to resume that uptrend and move higher from here. We will see, but I like the look of that chart. The other one that I wanted to show you is COPX, which is the ETF for the copper miners. Like SCCO, beautiful 2-year uptrend and trading in this wedgie pattern. I will be keeping an eye on this one here as well. We're looking at the weekly, but it looks perky to me, and in this wedge, with relation to that materials ETF we just looked at, it may want to start picking up here. And then finally, JJC, which is the ETF for copper itself. I'm going to pull it into a 10-year monthly chart, because what I want you to see is this great big wedge that copper was trading in, consolidated in the apex of the wedge for many months. We're looking at the monthly chart, had this breakout, and is now trading in this area of consolidation. I'm going to move it from the monthly to the 6-month weekly, and you can see it's in an area of support, minor support on the weekly. But should this start to pick up here and move up and over that blue, that would be interesting to see as well. So keeping an eye on those ETFs. We also like to take a look at our watch list pick seasonality chart, and for that we go to equityclock.com. Excellent site. I cannot say enough about it. I think it's terrific. And here is the seasonal chart for Southern Copper. You can see that in April it has seasonal strength, has a tiny bit of a dip in May, and then resumes seasonal strength through the back half of the year. No guarantee that happens this year, but always nice to know. Also put aside some articles for you. Here's a recent Barron's article. Whoops, sorry about that. Why UBS is bullish on copper, and 15 Latin American stocks to own. SCCO is on that list. Whoops, sorry about that. Here we go. I will include this article with today's video as well. And so to summarize, let's go back and check the boxes. We looked at the Russell index, and we note that the Russell overall is in an uptrend with price up and over the 8-day EMA on the daily chart. We looked at several sectors that SCCO is related to, specifically FXZ and COPX, both in an uptrend and look to be lifting off this area of possible support. SCCO in an uptrend on the 2-year chart, and again at an area of possible lift, emphasis on possible. Excellent value score. These are highlighted because they're absolute must for me at Chart of the Day Cafe. It's got an excellent value score and a forecasted earnings growth rate going forward of 21%. Current dividend yield of 0.73%. Does not have a 3 and 8 EMA cross, so that's not checked. It's got seasonality in its favor. Analyst support. If you go to FinViz, you'll see that it's got analyst support, and I've got this in here as well, coming into an area of sky is blue, because on the big chart, should it start to resume the uptrend here, it's coming into an area of no overhead resistance. Needs to get over that area, take a look at it, but I'm going to be monitoring that for sky is blue. Current PE is 21.93, and they have earnings coming up on May 1st. Thank you for watching, and as a reminder, if you like these videos, please subscribe to our channel by hitting the red subscribe button. Would love to see our viewership go up. I enjoy doing these videos, but it's nice to see more people watching them for sure. So with that, I'll leave you. Put our next video out on Thursday. Have a great next couple of days.